Welcome to Free Your Mind, an experiential daily practice designed to dissolve past programming and expand your awareness of your true self beyond the matrix illusion of fear, lack, and separation. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, close your eyes and let go of all memory and anticipation. Bring your full awareness to the now, this holy instant. The purpose of this practice is to enable you to bring unconditional and unwavering peace with you into any and every circumstance, and to heal distress and turmoil. This is not done through avoidance or seeking a haven of isolation for yourself. You are here to discover that peace is an intrinsic part of you and requires only that you be there in full consciousness to embrace any situation in which you are. And as you practice, you will learn that there is no limit to where you are, so that your peace is everywhere as you are. Now take one more deep, slow, full breath in. And as you exhale, allow your body and your mind to relax. And let's begin. My original divine nature reveals the truth about all things. This is the central theme that brings together principles 36 through 40 of this series. In today's practice, we will continue to integrate these next 5 principles into a complete and coherent thought system that leads beyond the dream matrix of separation to the realization of oneness and your true self. While you are unaware of your intrinsic divinity, you readily accept all the thoughts of the world, the thoughts that would tell you about who you are, what is possible for you, and what the truth is. The thoughts of the ego dream matrix lead to a painfully limiting perception of yourself and the world, because this perception is entirely out of accord with what you are in truth. But perception is projection, and there is another way of seeing. You can behold a world that reflects the truth about you just as easily as one that reflects the distortions that you see now. Beyond the thin veil of the ego thought system is a world where all things conspire for your good, where trust in life is unquestionably warranted, and where love is the only law that has any reality. Let's practice. My holiness envelops everything I see. From my holiness does the perception of the real world come. Having forgiven, I no longer see myself as guilty. I can accept the innocence that is the truth about me. Seen through understanding eyes, the holiness of the world is all I see, for I can picture only the thoughts I hold about myself. Perception is a mirror. Your perception of the world and all that is within it reflects only what you believe is true for you. The character and the scene are one continuous whole. When you change your mind about who you are, both the character and the world change to reflect the qualities that you assume about yourself. Do not attempt to change the character. Do not attempt to change the world. Attempt only to release yourself from the past through forgiveness. And in the opening that is left behind, a new perception of yourself will dawn automatically. Here in the now, there's nothing for you to do or not do. Just release everything that you thought was true about you and open to receive the truth directly. My holiness envelops everything I see. For the next minute or so, repeat this idea, feel into its frequency, and see it clearly. Do this now. My holiness blesses the world. The perception of my holiness does not bless me alone. Everyone and everything I see in its light shares in the joy that it brings to me. There is nothing that is apart from this joy, because there is nothing that does not share my holiness. As I recognize my own holiness, so does the holiness of the world shine forth for everyone to see. When you are stressed, angry, or upset, can you see how your energy contributes to the stress, anger, or upset in others? Perception of holiness and its resulting joy are shared just as naturally as the perception of something stressful and its resulting upset. What you hold in mind does not affect you alone, but ripples out through all of creation, because all consciousness is one. My holiness blesses the world. For the next minute or so, repeat this idea. Feel into its frequency as you contemplate it. and see it clearly. Do this now. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is unlimited in its power to heal because it is unlimited in its power to save. What is there to be saved from except illusions? And what are all illusions except false ideas about myself? My holiness undoes them all by asserting the truth about me. In the presence of my holiness, which I share with God Himself, all idols vanish. The core illusion that you hold about yourself is that you are somehow outside of the one infinite creator, with multiple secondary powers opposing your good, and you are a victim at their mercy, bound to suffer and die. This is the sad fantasy that all of the separated ones share. Like a cruel children's game where all of the children forgot that they were playing and got stuck in this pretend game of war, seemingly leaving behind their ever-present safety and the care of their parents as they lose themselves in the game. Despite all appearances to the contrary, God is the only presence and power in all of creation. That is why your holiness, your oneness with the Creator, is unlimited in its power, being the omnipotent all power without a second. When we say, "In the presence of my holiness, all idols vanish," by idols, we mean all second powers. If there is anything that you perceive in your reality that is opposing God's will, opposing, in other words, the all-pervading love of God, and seems to have an intention that is not aligned with love, that is an idol. That is some separate aspect of creation that is endowed with magical power to oppose the infinite one. And there is no such thing, because there is nothing outside of infinity, and God is not divided against Himself. In the realization of your holiness, all secondary powers vanish, and you realize that you are unopposed by anything without. And herein lies your freedom and your liberation. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. For the next minute or so, Repeat this idea. Feel into its frequency as you contemplate it and see it clearly. Do this now. My holiness is my salvation. My holiness is my liberation. Since my holiness liberates me from all guilt, to recognize my holiness is to recognize my salvation. It is also to recognize the salvation of the world. What is there to be saved from except illusions? Once I have accepted my holiness, nothing can make me afraid. And because I am unafraid, everyone must share in my strength and understanding, which are the gifts of God to me and to the world. It is the belief in guilt that brings on all forms of internal suffering. In its essence, the suffering that you experience within your mind, psychological and emotional suffering, is entirely self-imposed. Yes, when it is happening, it appears to have come in from some outside event or person, but in truth, nothing from the outside has any direct control over your internal world. It can only offer suggestions which must be accepted and given power before they have any power over you. The belief in guilt cannot be separated from the belief in punishment, and it is punishment that is dealt out automatically in your inner world in the form of suffering the moment that you accept guilt as true. But how can guilt and holiness both be true? Holiness implies your oneness with God, and if God is the only power in truth, then who is the guilty one? There is no guilty one, because there is no separate doer of action or thinker of thoughts. In truth, this life that you are experiencing is like watching the dream unfold before your awareness, with all of the thoughts, actions, and feelings supplied to you automatically and by default. And as you identify with the dream character's mind, you believe that you are the dream character, and you experience its suffering. When your dream becomes lucid through your awakening to your true identity in God, the dream will appear to be no more than a caricature of reality, and all guilt will disappear and punishment along with it. My holiness is my salvation. Over the next minute or so, repeat this idea as you feel into its frequency, contemplate it, and see it clearly. Do this now. I am blessed as a child of God. Herein lies my claim to all good and only good. I am blessed as a son of God. I am blessed as a daughter of God. All good things are mine because God intended them for me. I cannot suffer any loss or deprivation or pain because of who I am. My Father supports me, protects me, and directs me in all things. The Great Mother supports me, protects me, and directs me in all things. God's care for me is infinite and is with me forever. I am eternally blessed because I am one with my Creator. Your true self has never left its oneness with God to go on a journey through worlds of separation, fear, and suffering. Your true self remains in God now, blessed and endowed with every good and perfect quality of divinity, a perfect, divine idea in the mind of God. What you are in truth is incapable of separation, loss, deprivation, or suffering. You can witness it unfolding before you in the dream matrix. You can identify with it even, but you can never become it in truth. And while you dream and identify with the dream character, infinite love surrounds you still, embraces you, and welcomes you back to the home you never left. I am blessed as a child of God. For the next minute or so, repeat this idea as you feel into its frequency, contemplate it, and see it clearly. Do this now. As you reach the completion of this practice period, take a deep, slow, and full breath in. Breathe all the way up to the top and hold it at the top as you hold the intention to integrate these principles into your thought system. And as you exhale, relax and release. And remember to take these principles with you into the rest of your day. Use them in sequence or focus on just one of them that appeals to you most. Repeat it frequently, and when you have the time, take a moment to sit with your eyes closed and contemplate the truth, the thought system that leads you beyond the dream matrix to the realization of oneness and your true self. If you enjoyed and benefited from this practice, please share your experience in the comment section. Like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to continue the journey. May you be at peace and know your true self.